Did you know that one of the greatest ways to build your skills as a performer and as a saxophone player is to go out and start doing solo saxophone gigs? I know what you're thinking, it sounds kind of terrifying, and if you've never done it before, it can seem like a really difficult thing to even start. But let me break it down for you because it's actually quite simple. And I'll also say to you that so many of our Sax School members are doing this all the time and they're absolutely loving it and seeing great progress. So what do you need to get started? Well, obviously you'll need your saxophone, you'll need a speaker to play your backing tracks through, and then something to play your backing tracks from. I've got my iPad set up here, but you could also use your smartphone. It could be as simple as that setup. And in fact, today I'm going to share a story with you where I'm talking with Andi. She's one of our Sax School members, and she started with something even simpler than this and is having so much fun with it. You'll be amazed at the place that she was actually playing these gigs at. To make this even easier for you, I've created a really extensive PDF which goes through the entire process of preparing to go out and play solo live gigs, breaks down all the gear that you need, and looks at different scenarios too, from a simple setup to a more complicated setup, loads of tips on how you can make your performances even better. That's completely free, and the link to it is in the description down below. If you're at all curious about this, you definitely want to go and grab that. I know it'll help you. It's definitely helping our members inside Sax School. It's really inspiring what Andi's doing. She's not been learning that long, but she's having so much fun going out and playing for people. Enjoy the story. I'll catch you at the end. So Andi, tell me about your setup.
Okay, so I have a cloud vocal light with a little mic, and then there's the isolo receiver, which has 4 settings on it. And then it easily attaches to a Boss S1 speaker, which is a sizable speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't need plugged into the mains. You can plug it in, or it's battery powered. So it means you could use it if, say, you wanted to busk, or if you wanted to play on a beach, or if it doesn't reach a plug socket. So the only thing that needs plugged in is the receiver itself.
Or your microphone.
To the little microphone. It goes to the microphone by Bluetooth. So
Right.
and that's it. It is totally simple.
That's so simple. So
yeah.
Just remind me, with those Cloud Vocal Prime microphones then, clips on your saxophone, and then you've got your receiver. And is it a jack plug that goes from your receiver into the speaker?
Yeah, so just a normal jack plug. There's 2 holes in the Cloud Vocal. One goes to the speaker and the other one goes to the plug socket. Dead easy, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do it.
And then what about your tracks then? What are you playing your tracks on, Andi?
Yeah, so I just play them on my iPhone. So I put them onto files, the backing tracks onto a file, and I practice them in that order before I go out, and they remain in that list format for when I go in. And the only thing I need to remember to do is to turn up the volume to loud, and then also put on like a don't disturb. The do not disturb mode in case someone phones you in the middle of it.
You don't want a text message or something in the middle of your thing. So does your phone then connect to your speaker by Bluetooth?
Yes. So there's no hard wiring. You just so the jack cable is for the microphone for the sax, and that's the only cable you need. Then the Bluetooth goes from the speaker to the phone, just by Bluetooth.
Oh, that's so simple, isn't it? It's a shame that your microphone has to be plugged in, because otherwise you'd be completely wireless, wouldn't you?
I know, totally. But you can move around it. Anyway, it's at least free moving. So if I wanted to move around, I could. But I'm not that confident yet. I need the music still.
So tell us, Andi, about the gigs that you have been doing with this setup.
Okay, so I was asked by my spin instructor, who had seen a couple of the videos that I'd made for Sax School, if I come and play in her class to make it more interesting. So even though I was very nervous, I decided, okay, I'll do one song. So I started off doing one song, and I had no setup at all. I had no microphone, I had no speaker, and I was able to play the backing track just over the Spin Studio music, but I just had to play the saxophone like naked with no so it went okay. I was so nervous and out of body. But I was dead pleased that I'd done it, but it didn't go brilliantly. And then so I was asked back another 3 months later, and this time I did 2 songs, but in between I did my lesson, and I got that little setup that I just described with the Cloud Vocal and the Boss S1 speaker. And suddenly I was more confident as well, so I didn't need to blow that hard. I wasn't worrying about projecting.
Hmm.
And it just, because I could add a little bit of reverb on as well still, but it went a lot better. And then my confidence, so each time, then they asked me back again. I did another 2 songs. It seems to be about every 3 months. And then I did a different exercise class. This is all at my gym.
Okay.
Um, I did another exercise class, and I played a couple of songs for like a third birthday of this particular exercise class. And there was bubbles afterwards. It was like it made it into a little event. Yeah,
Who'd have thought there'd be gig going at the gym? That's brilliant,
I
isn't it?
know. Well, you have to take any offer you get at my stage when you're starting out. I thought I have to get the experience because
Hey, it's
Chris is
just
always saying get experience.
well, it's the same, Andy, for people, for anybody at any stage of their learning, however, wherever they're up to. It's all about taking opportunities. Even guys, at a pro level, it's all about taking those opportunities. So well
Yeah,
done you for, for
thank
stepping
you.
up and taking that, because I bet it was nerve-wracking,
Terrifying,
like you
very
described, right?
terrifying. Yeah, and
So
then I did a casino night as well,
did you?
in the gym. Yeah, so they had like got all the tables in, and I did. So there's music going on, and I did a 21 minute 6 song little set. So I felt it was like my first proper gig. I played like a little set list of 6 songs, which
Yeah.
took about 21 minutes, and I went down a storm. They were up dancing and everything in the end.
Brilliant. So,
Yeah.
Andy, what style of music are you playing? Is it more like DJ sax, or are you using playing pop
No.
songs, or what are you doing?
So for all of them, for the spin classes, I've been doing more like upbeat ones, like Lady Gaga, Titanium, Mr. Saxo Beat. But in the casino night, I did jazz. I did like Etta James, Hit the Road Jack. I did ska, One Step Beyond. Oh, I did One Step Beyond in the spin class too. They loved
Okay,
it.
brilliant.
It's really high tempo.
Yeah,
Um, so a bit of everything. I do
yeah,
like
that's
the
awesome.
pop and stuff myself more than the. I've never really played classical. It doesn't appeal to me as much.
Classical probably wouldn't work too well for a spin class either, right?
No.
Okay, so last question for you then, Andy. Well, two things actually. First of all, have you got anything that you are thinking of improving with your setup? Because I like that your setup is really compact and simple. Do you think you need to add anything else to it? You got any plans for that?
um, Not really. I'd like to eventually get a better saxophone because I'm still just on the student Yamaha 280. So at the minute, I'm actually really happy with that setup. I might get a stand to put the speaker on, but at
Yeah.
the minute I can set it around, and I just need to get my playing more
Mm.
confident and get used doing doing it. I don't think I would actually add to the equipment at this stage. I just need to keep on with my lessons with Chris and just keep adding to the set list. And the more I do, the less mistakes I made. At the start, I was fumbling with the music stand, taking it up and down. I forgot to put lights on, when the room went dark. So I've made a lot of mistakes. And then each time, so I just need to do more. And the
Yeah.
more I do, I find one thing's leading to another. I've been asked to play at a birthday party now.
Ah,
And someone in the spin class asked me to play at their daughter's wedding.
wow, wow,
Hardly,
really?
I didn't even know this girl. So I was really chuffed about that. Only in the background, not actually as a main event, just while
Yeah.
people are milling around. So
That's so brilliant, isn't it? And
yeah,
if you hadn't taken that opportunity for the spin class, and all these other things wouldn't have turned up either. So,
yeah.
what have you got any advice for somebody else who's thinking about making a start doing solo sax stuff like this?
Oh goodness. Just say yes. Take the opportunity if it's offered to you. And even though you're terrified, it's best to give it a go. The first time I ever played was in front of my family at Christmas, and it went horribly wrong. But it made me realize what I had to do to try and put it together. So I think you just need to seize the opportunity and deal with the consequences after, because you know, as someone said, I think it was Fred Vigor, nobody's going to die if you get it wrong.
Yeah. There's so many great points to take away from Andy's story there today. Most importantly, though, I love the fact that Andy just got stuck in and did it. She didn't really overthink it. She just went for it. And look how much she's learned along the way in her own playing, but also how many more opportunities have sprung from making that first important decision. I hope that inspires you to get stuck in and have a go at playing solo saxophone too. And don't forget, if you want to grab that guide to get a kickstart on it, then grab the link down below. It's free. I'd love for you to make use of this PDF and get started doing your own solo gigs too. I'll catch you next time.